Essence, sweet children, surrender yourselves to the Father at this time. Surrender. What does it even mean to you, surrender? And you'll become constantly happy for 21 births. Well, if you were actually having happiness through the experience process of surrender, then what would you be doing?
You're sowing those births.
Huh?
You're sowing those 21 births and you're in the happiness.
Yeah, but if you were in the happiness of doing that,
You do it more.
you'd be doing it more faster. So, and Bubba wouldn't have to say that. So clearly the issue is how come surrender doesn't make you happy? Hmm? And then you'll become happy for 21 births. Question, what habit should you knowledgeable children make firm in order to make your stage strong? What habit would you, the knowledgeable children, make firm, strong, in order to make your stage strong?
I am a soul.
Turning knowledge regularly and staying in remembrance.
No.
Habit of waking up early in the morning.
The habit of waking up early in the morning. Wake up early in the morning and remembering Baba is a very good dharana. The stage of the children who go to bed early and wake up early remains very good throughout the day. Right? Knowledgeable children should have half as much sleep as those who don't have this knowledge. Knowledgeable children should have half as much sleep as those who don't have this knowledge. So obviously then even more knowledgeable of the knowledgeable children should even have less sleep than them until you're like Brahma Baba going on 2 hours sleep. Go to sleep at 10 p.m.
Study at 4 hours.
Sometimes
10 to
less.
10 to 2.
3 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours. I'm sure there were times 2 hours. Yeah. I couldn't have imagined that when I was your age, listening to those points. Oh my God. And I would try harder and I would just couldn't do it. Right? But, you know, I could live. No, I couldn't say it's living. I would get 4 hours and I'd get sleepy at work. You learn many things making effort like that, not because it isn't potentially dangerous. Is that I really did experience, because I was pushing the envelope so much, I really did experience Baba with, remember I tell you that if you just do everything you can, renounce everything, um, do full effort for something, and whatever you can't do, Baba has to help you. I did experience that when Baba came and saved me so many times. Go to sleep at 10, wake up at 2, and sit in remembrance. Song. My heart says thanks to the one who's given me support. So then when you say, oh, it's so hard to get up so early for Amrit Vela, and you're getting what, 6, 7, 5.5? Right? Song. My heart says thanks to the one who has given me support. Om Shanti. All of you children who are personally sitting in front of Baba understand that you are embodied souls. There would be embodied souls here. When souls don't have a body, they are, the metaphor he's using is naked, like that song. Here I stand before you naked. It's a spiritual thing, it's not a physical thing. Without experience, without shame, without humiliation, without fear, all that's your clothing. That's just totally impure clothing, right? When souls don't have a body, they are naked. So that's what they mean when they say you come naked, you go naked from the Bible. That is, the souls are called bodiless. You are sitting here with bodies. Neither souls nor the Supreme Soul can speak until they enter a body. You embodied souls know that you are sitting personally in front of the Father, exactly as you did when you came in front of him 5,000 years ago. Children would certainly claim their inheritance from their Father. You know that you are sitting in front of the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, the unlimited Father. There's some things you guys do and are doing now in your Brahma life. You say, oh God, that's going to repeat in 5,000 years. It doesn't make you happy, does it? Right? But it doesn't stop you from recognizing God or making effort. Mhm. So even though you might not like hearing that point in the morning, if you're not realizing and changing yourself, then that point isn't your happiest point in the morning for sure. But it's not meant to be heard like that. It's not meant to be heard through the ears of guilt. How are you supposed to hear that point?
To make such effort that you don't repeat them.
To make effort that you use that to say, well, that's a true point, and I understand the truth of that. So I use that point to make sure I don't do something that will make me regret that truth. What were you saying?
It's supposed to motivate you to act in your purest and scars, so you're repeating that and kind of repeating.
Yeah, but not motivate you from, oh my God, I don't want to live in fear of, oh, I don't want to act because that's going to repeat it. That I understand now I have to really desire to make every action pure and perfect. Even though you can't do that fully yet, but you have to make it focus of your effort. You know that you're sitting in front of the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, the Unlimited Father. Why are you sitting here? To claim your unlimited inheritance from the Father. In a school, they understand they're studying engineering or law from a teacher. They have their aim and objective. Your children understand that the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, is sitting in the body of Brahma and teaching you Raj Yoga. God speaks. It's been explained to you, children, that the incorporeal one is called God. Embodied souls definitely take rebirth. When you ask a sannyasi whether human beings take rebirth, he wouldn't say that they don't. How else would they be able to speak about 8.4 million births unless somebody's got to be taking rebirth, including sannyasis? Also ask them if they believe in rebirth. It is definite that a soul sheds his body and takes another one according to his sanskars. In this way, some human beings take 84 births. There's no question of 8.4 million births. So her class today was about this in the context of where are you born? What context are you in? What is it that you did in your past lives that must have created that context? Your parents, your standard of living, your education, your comprehension skills, your mind, intellect, strength of it, power of it, subtlety of it, all of that, right? And then physical circumstances, the home you're born into, the religion you're born into, all of those things were consequences of choices. I mean, you're unpacking, you're figuring yourself out. None of this self-realizing. I'm realizing more and more now as I'm inculcating, transforming, having better yoga, clearing out the rubbish in the mind. I'm understanding why the things had to happen to me, the way they had to happen to me, with whom I was involved with them happening. I understand that, right? I don't go back there. Some of the things I don't want to experience, some of those things were some of the happiest times of my then Brahmin life. But if you took me back to those scenes now, those scenes would not make me happy. Understand? So at that stage, you needed those things to happen to be happy. At that stage, you needed those things to be sad in order to realize, to face, to see. Now, because many of those things I've renounced, if you took me back there, they wouldn't scare me at all. They wouldn't be difficult at all. Understand? So it is precisely happening according to your consciousness that you were in at the time, that you were exposed to it, created it, reacted to it, didn't react to it. Also ask them if they believe in rebirth. It is definite that a soul sheds his body, takes another one according to his sanskars. In this way, some human beings take 84 births. There's no question of 8.4 million births. Baba says, the first birth would definitely be very good and Sattva-pradhan, and the last birth would be dirty and Tamo-pradhan. From 16 celestial degrees, souls become 14 degrees, then 12 degrees. Souls definitely take rebirth. Then ask, okay, does the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul take rebirth? Or is he beyond rebirth? Does he take rebirth or is he beyond rebirth? Look at this point. Look, this point is very subtle. If they say that he's beyond birth and death, it doesn't prove the birthday of Shiva. If he's beyond birth and death, then why would you celebrate a holiday called Shivratri, the Shiv Jayanti, the birth of Shiva? So you should say, but the birthday of Shiva is celebrated. It is explained. Yes, there is the birthday of Shiva, but what you call dying is not associated with the birth of Shiva. So they think it's literal, taking a body and leaving a body. If he were to die, he would also take rebirth, but he can't take rebirth. So these are the things you would explain to clarify why they're not understanding even the bhakti that they're doing, or the things that were said in bhakti, that they don't understand the implications of what they're doing, choosing, and what they think is the truth. So you have to do that. You're not in a Hindu birth. You don't usually deal too much with Shivratri, even as Hindus, uh, compared to if you were living in India and they'd be celebrating it everywhere like crazy, right? So you have to figure out, why were you born in that context to know these things, to be able to understand these things. And other souls could be in Indian bodies and they couldn't possibly understand. Remember, what is on your hard drive? Knowing the detail of that will get you to understand why you choose and created what you chose and created. The Father never takes rebirth, period. These are truths. Now you got to take the truths that Baba shared with you and filter all your other context, sanskars, beliefs, etc. through there to get rid of that which is false. And then you have to churn. Well, if he doesn't take rebirth, what else does that mean? This is how you churn knowledge, right? Only once does he enter this body. That's it. He does not take rebirth. So he also doesn't die. Every time he leaves Shiv Baba leaves Brahma's body or Daddy Gozar's body, right? Shiv Baba doesn't experience dying. And Christ never experienced dying when he keep coming and going inside of Jesus, right? But Jesus, the human soul who was still body conscious, he experienced death as they were crucifying him, right? Supreme Father, Supreme Soul doesn't take rebirth. He never becomes Tamopradhan from Satopradhan. What's going around the cycle of birth and death, all souls continue to become impure, and then the Father comes to purify them. This proves that it is souls who become impure. When a soul comes from the home, he is pure, and then Maya makes him impure. He never becomes Satopradhan from Tamopradhan from Satopradhan. What's going around the cycle of birth and death, all souls continue to become impure. Then the Father comes to purify them. This proves that it is souls who become impure. When a soul comes from the home, he is pure. And then Maya makes him impure. Maya is?
Impure.
Yes, but what is Maya? You say, oh, Maya makes you impure. Who's Maya? Like, what is Maya?
Your lower self.
Your body conscious ego self, which isn't yourself. The Father would never make you impure. How could he make you less, make you diminished, less pure, weaker? How could anything that Baba does do that? So any version of God that includes God doing that is a false God. Only human beings at this time give impure directions. The pure Father says, do not become impure. That is, do not indulge in vice. This world has become a land of sorrow through the dictates of Ravan, through the dictates of body conscious ego in the minds of human beings. I mean, if you want to be precise. At first, it was a land of happiness. It isn't that the Father gives happiness and sorrow. No, the Father can never give you children directions for sorrow because he doesn't have any inside him. How could any sorrow be ever communicated or expressed? By conquering Maya, it is Maya that makes you unhappy. By conquering Maya, you become masters of the world. So you have to conquer to conquer Maya. And then that's going to make you a master of the world. Human beings do not understand the meaning of Maya. They refer to wealth as Maya. That's why they say money was Maya. They say, this one has the intoxication of Maya. However, there isn't any intoxication of Maya. Therefore, there they do not create an effigy of Ravan and burn it. It's always an effigy of an enemy that is created. The kingdom of Ravan begins after half the cycle. When there is arrogance of the body, all the other vices follow. It is written in the scriptures that the deities fell onto the path of sin. That is, they went onto the path of sin. By being influenced by Maya, they become subservient. They continue to follow the dictates of others, Parmat. Dictates of others. Oh, so all BKs who follow someone, they don't follow Parmat? Is that necessarily true? Following anyone without remembrance means you're under the influence of Parmat. Does not matter who it is, right? Even if it was Brahma Baba, which is why Brahma Baba told you, don't remember me, right? But in the Murli, you hear Brahma Baba say, don't remember me. Or Shiv Baba will say, this is not the one you should remember. I'm just using his body. You need to remember me. Don't remember this bodily being. You are now following Srimat. The dictates of others means the dictates of Maya. Srimat means the elevated directions of the Father. The others are the dictates of Ravan, the dictates of others. This is why the Father has said, the devilish community is unhappy and bound by the chains of Ravan. Human beings believe the duration of the Golden Age to be hundreds of thousands of years. You know the accurate calculation is only
5,000 years.
5,000 years. It's been 2,000 years since Christ existed. It's been 2,250 years since Buddha existed and 2,500 years since Islam came into existence. All of them have come in the last half cycle. So Shiv Baba doesn't know that from experience. Right? Baba has a sense of time in that he knows when to play his part. But Baba doesn't ever check the time. Right? Why do we check time? We want to know what time is it, why?
Which time we have left?
I'm conscious.
Oh, yeah, and that's the point. Why are we time conscious?
Because we have other activities we want to do.
Because we have a bunch of things we're trying to do, want to do that are confusing us about and or making us waste our time. So we're always checking the time to see if we're on time, if we're doing the right thing at the right time. Shiv Baba doesn't need to do that. He's God. He knows exactly what he has to do when he has to do it. So Shiv Baba, it would be silly to get Shiv Baba a watch for Father's Day. I mean, I'm being facetious, obviously, but you understand, he doesn't have any artificial sense of time. The entire cycle of time revolves around his mind and the part that he plays. All of them, the religions, have come in the last half cycle. Before that, it was the kingdom of the deities. Therefore, how can it be said that the deities existed for hundreds and thousands of years? If there had been that many human beings, there would be so many people now. However, there aren't that many now. There are billions of people in just 5,000 years. It is said that 3,000 years before Christ, there was the original eternal deity religion in Bharat. This play and the 5,000 years are coming to an end. No one knows these things. No one knows me as I am, or what I am, or how the cycle continues to turn. Only the Father explains that this is the Gita episode. The Father came and taught you Easy Raj Yoga. The Father even explains to you, old mothers, that this is something very easy. Just remember Baba. Simply remember the Father and the inheritance. Very easy. When a baby is born, it means an heir is born. You understand that you are Baba's heirs. You have to come meet the Father again after 5,000 years. These are very incognito matters. Baba asks you, have we met before? You say, yes, Baba. You souls say through your mouths, I met you 5,000 years ago. You come to give us these teachings through that body. The very firm children understand they are sitting here in order to claim their unlimited inheritance from the Father. We now belong to the unlimited Father through Brahma. The Father asks, do you recognize me? Imagine your father has to ask you, do you recognize me? That should be like one of those rhetorical questions. It shouldn't even need to be asked. But he's asking us, his children, do you recognize me? I am your father. You say, yes, Baba. You are the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, Father of us souls. The Father says, I sent you to heaven and gave you your, what did Baba give us? Our inheritance. Maya snatched it away. I have now come to give it back to you again. Yeah, she takes the gold and the silver age away, heaven away, and then we're in hell. That's means hell is the inheritance you get from Robin. This play has been performed many times and will continue to do so. So there's no end to it. There is no end to the number of times the cycle repeats. Souls continue to belong to Baba. Some are real children, some are stepchildren. There are weak ones and strong ones. Maya sometimes also conquers strong ones. Children say, Baba, for as long as we live, we will continue to take our inheritance from you. There's a big burden of sins on your heads. The more you stay in remembrance, the more you'll continue to become charitable souls from sinful souls with the fire of yoga. Fire purifies everything. So if you're not becoming pure, you're experiencing difficulty, struggle in your Brahman life, you're not doing your Brahman life with enough
Fire.
fire. You need more fire, more intensity. Your fire is the fire of
Yoga.
yoga. This is an unlimited sacrificial fire. The unlimited merchant has created this unlimited sacrificial fire. No other sacrificial fires continued for so many years. They have sacrificial fires that last for 7 or 8 days or a month. This sacrificial fire of yours has been continuing for so many years. The Father continues to give you this knowledge. He says, don't forget. Simply remember me, and the burden of sins you have accumulated for birth after birth will be cut away. God speaks, remember me, your Father. He has definitely come, and this is why he says this. The Father says, you now have to return home. At this time, you souls are very,
Unhappy.
and that's because we're very
Pure.
impure. You now know that you will continue to become pure with yoga. You promised, when you come, I'll break away from everyone else and connect myself to you alone. That's what you promised, he said on the path of bhakti. You didn't promise, I will break away from everyone else except the BKs and remember you alone. That's not what you promised in the path of bhakti. I will surrender myself to you. Not I will surrender myself to you and the BKs. He's just reminding you of what he said, what you said. A wife surrenders herself to her husband, and a husband surrenders himself to his wife. Here is a question of surrendering oneself to the Father. When a couple gets married, they surrender themselves to one another. See, if you never learn surrender, and it's something you're learning ongoing through your Brahman life, but if you don't actually fully learn it, then you're never going to learn to,
Have a deep, good relationship.
well, but then that means you're never going to be able to remember Baba powerfully. Because the definition, he says, of tapasya, powerful remembrance, is
Love.
Surrender.
surrender means none but one. You're surrendering so you can get to none but one. Right? And you're doing that with intensity because you know that's what you must do to come close to the Father and to do what the Father says. That's what it means. You have to remove everything else except for Baba from your consciousness. And that's going to take some time. So you got to do it enthusiastically over a long period of time. Here it is a question of surrendering oneself to the Father. When a couple get married, they surrender themselves to one another. So the easiest way to understand this is you have to make Baba your beloved, and then you would surrender to him. Yeah? The Father says you must not surrender yourself to any human being now. So clearly that means you have to stop considering your spouses to be your spouses. You only have one spouse, it's Baba. That's where your problem comes up. Because if you start behaving that way, they get offended. Or if you don't behave that way, then you're feeling split between that person and Baba. That's why you experience that conflict, right? Father's, and he said in that one Murli, you've heard this Murli, I think. Remember he said? All weddings are canceled. That means any wedding in the future is already canceled. Any wedding from the past is already. So therefore, no point celebrating anniversaries. It's like obvious. He says these things and nobody sits there and thinks about it. If you stop celebrating your anniversary, what would your spouse think?
You don't love me.
You don't love me. Or what should you think? You should think, oh, I don't have to celebrate that anymore. I'm free. I'm free. But are you able to be that in your mind whilst playing your part? Father says you must not surrender yourself to any human being now. Any. There's not some conditional thing. Any. Period. Absolute. You promised I will surrender myself to you. When you surrender yourself to me, capital M, I will make you ever happy for 21 births. This is such a great inheritance. So any degree to which you remain attached to this world and anyone of this world is the degree that you cannot have full happiness for 21 births. That's the price you're paying. There's no human being worth that. Don't forget that it is by following Shrimat you become elevated. Also keep a picture of Lakshmi and Narayan in your home. We are claiming this inheritance from the Father. So then you have to figure out, how do you balance that understanding with playing the part of a wife, playing the part of a mother or a father? How do you balance that? All you have to do is kill that. It's my child. I am the father. Simple. I'm Baba's instrument to look after Baba's other child. Then you can do that without any problem. There's no personal involved. Right? There's no, it's my child, and there's no, I am the father, and I'm looking after my child. None of that's there. It's all artificial. However, Maya, the ego, is also no less. Oh, Maya is an ego. This doesn't refer to anyone. It is number wise. Some completely forget they are claiming their inheritance from the Father. When they are sitting here, there is that intoxication that they're getting their inheritance. As soon as they leave here, they forget. Then the next morning they become refreshed and then forget again for the whole day. There are some who were here for 4 or 5 years and did very good service for Baba, but they are no longer here today. Been going on since the beginning of the yajna. There must have been some kind of disobedience, which is why Maya slapped them very hard and they left. Baba says those who climb taste the sweetness of love, and those who fall are totally crushed. You can see how they become totally crushed. They will definitely go to heaven, but the status is number-wise. Although everyone remains happy there, there's still a difference in the status. Everyone makes effort at school to attain a status. So this whole illusion of people, I tell you, nobody cares about status. I don't need status. What do I care about status? Status is body conscious. Yeah, in most people's minds today it is. But status exists in heaven, does it not, in Golden Age? Yeah, or no status in Golden Age? Doesn't Baba say you have to claim your status? So clearly, status exists, but there's a pure version of status and an impure version of status, right? If you are not yet worthy to claim your full status from Baba, then where are you taking your status from?
Human beings and
Human beings, Brahmin family, or Lokik world. Do your job, position, influence, whatever. Don't just be happy with being subjects. Think whatever is in your fortune is fine. No, that's low status. An attitude like that will mean you won't make more effort and seek something higher, greater. I tell you, the thing you should be seeking is excellence. That is called Tamo Pradhan effort. Sato Pradhan effort is that of those who promise to claim their full inheritance from the Father. This is a horse race. Not everyone can claim number one. Well, nobody can claim number one because it's already being claimed. Who claimed number one? Brahma Baba. This is the human race. If you wish to be part of the garland around his neck quickly, then you have to remember him. Everything depends on remembrance. Maya creates such obstacles that she completely removes you from the race. Yours is a Human race. The souls say, I have been very unhappy. Whilst taking a body again and again, I have become very distressed. You souls say, I now want to go to Baba. Baba has shown you many ways. You say, Baba, I will stay in remembrance of you alone. Yeah, we all say that. However much time you are able to make, that is good. Just as you give 8 hours to your government service, to your government job, or any job, similarly, stay in remembrance for 8 hours at least. It is such great service to make the world into heaven. Simply remember the Father and the land of happiness. That is all. If you do service for 8 hours, claim the full inheritance. By staying in remembrance in this way, your sins will be absolved. Give 8 hours to this service, and then you are free for the other 16 hours. As much as possible, remember Baba again and again. You can remember Baba was sitting anywhere. The best time you have is in the morning. There's a saying in Sindhi. Actually, it's also in English.
An
Early
early
bird
bird catches the worm.
No,
Best-
early to bed and early to rise.
early to bed and early to rise. Those who do this are very virtuous. So it's virtuous. It's the virtue to get up early. Those who don't have this knowledge sleep for 8 hours. Not allowed here. Those who don't have this knowledge sleep for 8 hours, whereas you should only sleep for half that time. 4 to 5 hours of sleep are enough. See? So I thought I was exceptional. I was just doing what Bubba said was the basics. 4 to 5 hours. So there's no way to do this life without 4 to 5 hours. You just gotta accept that. How are you gonna work 2 jobs if you're gonna get more than 4 to 5 hours sleep? Right? BK life can't be your part-time job, right? It's your full-time job. So then the other job can't be your part-time job because you need a full-time job to pay for your BK life full-time job. 4 to 5 hours of sleep are enough. Okay? So no whining, complaining. You are karma yogis. Go to sleep at 10, but then you have to get up at 2. This is a first-class time. There is silence at that time. Everyone is
Sleep.
in a bodiless stage. At that time, they're all sleeping. So he calls that everyone's in bodiless stage. So there's less impurity. At that time, there is absolute dead silence. More or less during sleep hours, ego is pretty much dead, not acting at that time. Remembrance at Amritvale is very effective. Generally, Baba stays awake at night. There isn't any tiredness experienced whilst doing subtle service. There is happiness experienced in earning an income. You children should wake up early in the morning and continue to earn your imperishable income. Acha, to you sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning. From the Mother, Father, Bhaktara, the spiritual father says namaste to you spiritual children. And
The spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father.
essence are done. And number 1, in order to remain constantly happy for 21 births, surrender yourself completely to the one Father. Completely. Not mostly. Become elevated by following Srimat. Renounce following Manmat or Parmat. Don't disobey orders. If you're following Manmat or Parmat, you're disobeying orders. 2, wake up early in the morning, sit in remembrance, and earn an income. Wake up early in the morning, sit in remembrance, and earn an income. Definitely do at least 8 hours of
Service.
seva and make the world into heaven. That's your full-time job, making the world into heaven. And probably it's going to involve some degree of overtime. Blessing. Right? But overtime's great because you get double time or overtime and a half. So don't be unhappy when you have to work extra long overtime hours. You're earning way more fortune for overtime hours. Blessing. May you be a conqueror of attachment and will all of your treasures as well as your time and thoughts. Will all of that to Baba. Just as everything is willed to children, in the same way, when you make the Father your heir, will everything to him. You will then receive willpower. The willpower it takes to give everything to Baba, you'll now have the power to will power. With this willpower, and you need this willpower, why? Because with this willpower, what do you need willpower for?
You conquer Maya.
Your attachment will automatically finish. Just willpower you need. Not how it's hard, it's difficult, I don't know how. It's willpower that allows you to do that. Just as the Sakar Father willed himself fully, gave everything to Shiv Baba, in the same way, all of you have to will the treasures of your awareness, your time, and your thoughts. That is, you have to use everything you have for service according to Srimat, and you'll then become conqueror of attachment and free from bondage. Slogan, in order to be loving to one another, imbibe the virtues of easiness and tolerance. In order to be loving to one another, imbibe the virtues of easiness and tolerance. If you're easy, you can tolerate. If you're easy and you tolerate, then
You can love.
you can love people. Avyat signal. Bap Dada's blessing is remain constantly happy and share the treasure of your happiness. Spread waves of happiness to everyone. Yeah, yesterday he was saying fragrance, right? Or like a rose. Let your face always have a sparkling smile of happiness. Your face should be like a blooming flower. Remain cheerful in this way. For this, definitely let there be sweetness, contentment, and the newness of simplicity in your words. That's interesting wording. There'll be sweetness, contentment, and the newness of simplicity in your words. It means that the way we speak is old. Why? Because it doesn't have simplicity. We have convoluted, complex, ego-driven words. That the words of Brahman souls not be ordinary words. Ordinary words are complex, ego-based words. Let there be such newness in your every action that everyone experiences some attainment from it. Om Shanti.